Good morning, all. Today I am going to discuss about group behavior. So another important thing is group behavior. So how the group is behaves. So management must understand the group behavior because it affects productivity, day-to-day administration, communication, etc. Okay, so management must understand the group behavior. Okay, so because it affects productivity, because the people group is nothing but the gathering of people. They are come together and they are work for some they work on some specific task. So ultimately, if any problem is there in the group, then automatically it affects the productivity and also day-to-day administration and also communication. Okay, so it affects productivity and also day-to-day administration and communication also. So management cannot free itself from the influence of group. So management should take care about the group behavior because they are giving the freedom. That is that there is some level up to some level only. So there is far behind, then ultimately creates some problems. So they are taking advantage. Okay. So then they misuse the freedom which is given by management. Okay. So a supervisor is the link between management and group. So there is a supervisor, he monitors the activities of the group, and these people, the supervisor, are a link between the management and the group. Okay, so the instructions of the management should be passed through supervisor to the group, and also what are the problems faced by the group and what is the group performance that is monitored by supervisor, and that should be conveyed to management. Okay, so then next one, he communicates the decisions of top management decisions of top management to the employees at lower level, and the feeling of the staff at lower level reaches top management through supervisor. Okay, so he communicates the decisions of top management. That's what I'm saying. So he communicates the decisions of top management to the employees at lower level, and the feeling of the staff at lower level reaches top management through supervisor. Okay, so he communicates the decisions of the management to the top management to the employees at lower level, and the feeling of the staff at lower level reaches top management through supervisor. Okay, so and what are the feelings of the staff and employees that should be conveyed through supervisor to the management, top level management, and he is at the key position. So the supervisor position is the key position. Then he must therefore understand uh, group behavior and make use of the group for achievement of organizational goals. Okay, so he must therefore understand group behavior. That's why the supervisor know about the group behavior and also make use of the group for achievement of organizational goals. So he uses the group for achievement of organizational goals. Okay, so that is very important thing. So that's why the supervisor position is a key position uh, uh, in this group behavior. Okay, and also management of the group. So then next one, continuation. So he makes use of their energy. Okay, so and next he makes use of energy for attaining those tasks which were lying under unattended so far. Okay, so the supervisor tries to use that group. What are the group members are there in the group? He always uses the energy of that group people or group members and attaining those tasks which are not touched by anyone. That means unattended so far. Till now, there is some pending tasks are there. Though the tasks which are not attended, attended by anyone, the tasks are attaining through this group, and he makes that. Okay, so the supervisor take care about that. Then supervisor can easily obtain the cooperation of the group leader in task accomplishment that can yield results. So the supervisor is always touch with the group leader and also the supervisor is give some cooperation to the group leader, and also group leader also cooperate to the supervisor. So then only the task will be completed within the time, and also we are getting the results, positive results from that task. Okay, so the ultimate goal is we are getting a positive outcome. That is very, very important thing. Positive outcome means we are getting a good result. That means we are getting some benefit from that work. We are getting suppose in the form of profit. Okay, so ultimately we are getting the profit. So for that purpose only we are doing the business. So otherwise there is no need of doing the business. Okay, so because well, for what purpose we are doing the business? To getting the profits. Okay, so for that purpose only we are doing the business. Okay, so then so through then he can develop good relationship with group by providing the good working environment, and also he can develop a good relationship with the group, and also providing some good working environment, okay, in the within the organization. And group behavior can be task oriented. Okay, so group behavior can be task oriented, and also human relations oriented. Okay, so group behavior can be task oriented and also human relations oriented. Okay, then through group various tasks can be accomplished and better human relations can be developed. Okay, so after that through group various tasks can be accomplished and better human relations can be developed. Okay, so and there is what is the purpose of group? Through group we are completing the different tasks, and also we are maintaining a better good human relationship can be developed within the group, and also uh, within the groups and also within the group. uh, you are clearly getting my point. So the human relations between the group members and also as well as different groups in the organization also. Okay, so both are important. Okay, so group and groups, within the group and groups. Then Moreno has developed a sociometric analysis to study work group behavior, and one of the management scientists, the name of the person is Moreno, has developed a sociometric analysis. Okay, he done a sociometric analysis on group behavior. Then that means to study work group behavior. Under this method, self-reports from group members are obtained indicating likes and dislikes of working with others members of group. So the group behavior is completely depends upon the relations in between the group members. That is very, very important thing. Okay, so some of the people are like something and some of the people are dislike something. Then you have to take the feedback from the group members. Okay, so then what they are like and what they are dislike. Okay, so we are taking the self reports from the each and every group member. Then we prepare a sociogram is on basis of that information. Of that we are going to prepare a sociogram. Okay, so it is purely depending upon the information what is given by group members. Okay, that is nothing but self reports in the form of self reports. And this analysis helps in comparing results with formal requirement. Okay, so this analysis will helps to comparing results with formal requirement. So what are the results from sociogram that will be compared to with the formal requirements, and group behavior can be effectively utilized for implementing change. Suppose if you need some change in the organization, then this will be very much useful for to change the organization behavior. That is nothing but group behavior. Okay, so group behavior is nothing but the total group's behavior is nothing but the organizational behavior. So you want to change group behavior, then ultimately it leads to changes in the organizational behavior also. So where group behavior can be effectively utilized for implementing change. Okay, suppose you have to take if you want to make any changes, then the group behavior will be effectively used for this. Okay, so that is the importance of group behavior. Then next one is factors affecting group performance. So every group has some performance. So the performance will be affected by some of the factors. What are they? So first one is group cohesiveness. Second one is group homogeneity and stability of membership, isolation, external pressure, group size, group status, group ability and confidence, personality of group members, communication network, group role, presence of others, individual dominance. Okay, so these are the factors are affecting the group performance. Okay, so we are analyzing the group performance based on these factors, and these are the factors are affecting the group performance. Okay, so now we are seeing about each and every one. And group cohesiveness. First one is first thing is group cohesiveness. So cohesiveness means already I told you yesterday. So what is the cohesive means? Coordination, samanvayam. Okay, so there is a group coordination. That is the first thing, very important thing that is purely affecting the group behavior or suppose a group performance. Group behavior or group performance both are used vice versa. So there is no big difference in between group behavior and group performance. Suppose in exams they are asking factors affecting group behavior and also factors affecting group performance. Both are having same answers. Okay, so that's why you have to give same answers. You have to write the same answer for that for these two questions. Okay, so then first one is group cohesiveness. It is the extent to which group members like and trust each other, committed to accomplish a team goal, and share a feeling of group pride. Okay, so this is said by Bell, Cohen, Brook, and McClendon, 2003 in Audit 2007. Okay, so in that book, these suppose these people are giving the meaning of the group cohesiveness like this in 2007. So what is the meaning of this? It is the extent to which group members like and trust each other. That is very important thing. So they trust each other and also they like each other and other committed to accomplish a team goal, and all are working to achieve the team goal. That is nothing but a group goal, and share a feeling of group pride. And also they are sharing the pride of the group. That means the prestige of the group. So we are the group members, we are completing the task. Okay, so then you have to proudly say to another members and also to the manager and also to the supervisor, right? So when you are completing the task, then the confidence will be increased, and also you feel some proud. Then that should be represented by the group. Then the suppose the group is recognized by the management also. Okay, so this is the group cohesiveness. So this is only possible through the coordination between the group members. That is very important. Okay, that is the group cohesiveness. Not only with the group, within the group, and also the group is purely gives some support and also coordinated to the give coordination to the supervisor also. Okay, that is another thing. And next one is group homogeneity. Okay, so next important thing is next factor is group homogeneity. So what is the meaning of homogeneity? So what is the meaning of the homogeneity? That means homogeneity means both are having the same features. That is homogeneity. Okay, that is homogeneity. So both are having the same features and both are having the same group. That is called as homogeneity. So it is the extent to which members are similar. That means the group members are homogeneous. That means all the group members are having the same feelings and also same characteristics and also same goal. All are having the same that means common goal. All are giving importance to the common goal. And homogeneous or heterogeneous will lead to the best group performance. Suppose the group members are homogeneous, that will give best group performance, or else suppose heterogeneous, then it leads to some bad performance. Okay, so that is the group homogeneity, and this is the second factor. And next, third factor is the stability of membership. So that is another important thing, stability of the membership. The greater the stability, the greater the cohesiveness. Suppose suppose in the group there is a group stability, and also we have great stability in the group. That means that leads to the greater the cohesiveness. That means the group members are maintaining some consistency. That means there is no change in the group members. Suppose from the beginning of the group, formation of the group, up to ending of that task or a project, then there is a consistency. All the group members are there up to complete the task. Then ultimately it leads to cohesiveness. That means all are old people. That means all are working from the starting from the project. Then ultimately they are having some good relations in between them, and it leads to some cohesion, and it gives some coordination between the group members. Then ultimately the purpose of the group will be fulfilled. Okay, that means the stability of the membership is very, very important. Okay, so we are keeping the same members until the project is completed. Then ultimately it leads to success, and also it gives the benefits of the sales. Then there is a cohesiveness, and also there is a stability. Okay, then next one is the members who remain for long period of time are more cohesive and perform better than groups that have higher turnover. Okay, so then the people, what is the meaning of this? The members who remain for long periods. Okay, so the members are staying in a long period in the group. Then ultimately it leads, it gives some more cohesive and also perform better than groups that give higher turnover. That means we are getting the higher turnover from the group. That means we are getting the positive result from that group. So this is given by, this is said by Bell 2005 in Amodot in 2007. Okay. So then next one is isolation. So isolation means group that is isolated tends to be highly cohesive. Okay. So then the isolation is the another factor. That means group that individually. So isolation means individual. That means separation. Okay, tends to be highly cohesive. Then we are dividing into the groups. Then within the group there is a coordination that leads to some better performance. That's why the isolation is another important thing. And next one is external pressures. This is very, very important thing. So external pressures are affecting the group performance in a big manner. So in a high manner. Then groups that are pressured by external forces tend to be highly cohesive. Okay, then the group that are pressured by external forces, then some of the external forces are pressured on that group, then it leads to some highly cohesive. Then the coordination will be increased because there is some unity, because the some of the external factors are there. How to face that external factors? We are collectively face that problem because the group is a combination of the members. That's why all are working together, and also they are maintaining some cohesiveness only. Then we are controlling and we are sustaining from the external factors. Then which can be explained by the phenomena psychological reactance. Okay, so then which can be explained by the phenomena psychological reactance. Okay, so there is a psychological reactance, Barham 1996 and Amodot 2007. Okay, so this is purely based on the psychological reactance. That means how they are reacting with the external factors. It is purely depending upon this. Okay, so then next one is group size. So another important factor is group size. So the size of groups, the size of the group is also affected the group performance. So the groups are most cohesive and perform best when the small size is small. So already I told you in yesterday class. Then you have to maintain only 10 to 15 members, or below 10 members. There is a coordination between the group is very, very good. Group members. Okay, and also they are maintaining the good relations. Suppose you have to increase the size of the group, then ultimately it leads to some of the because it leads to some of the problems. It is also effect of the affect the performance of the group. Then because the group members are increased, the number is increased, then ultimately the opinions are also changed, and also there is lack of coordination between the group members, and also there are some conflicts also arised in the within the group also. That's why it leads to a bigger problem. That's why you have to maintain some small size of groups. Then ultimately it gives some good results, and also they are perform very well. Okay, so then, however, not all small groups are always the best. Okay, also depends upon the task. Suppose if you are taking a small task, then for that it is very helpful. Okay, so the small groups are okay. Suppose if you are taking a big task, suppose you are handling a big project, then ultimately it is having some problem. Okay, so that's why it is purely depending upon the task which is given to that group. Okay, suppose if it is a small task, then they are completing that task. Suppose, however, you are giving a big task, then ultimately they are not completing the task within the time, because it is a small group. So depending upon the size of the task, then you have to maintain a small groups or big groups. The size is depending. Okay, so next one, group status. So another important factor is group status. So what is the meaning of group status? The higher the group status, the greater is the cohesiveness. Suppose the group has some recognition, then ultimately there is a greater cohesiveness. That means the cohesiveness is very, very important. Ultimately, in each and every point, for what purpose we are talking about this is mainly focusing on the cohesiveness. That means there is a coordination between the group members. Okay, so the higher the group status, the greater is the cohesiveness. Thus, a group can be made more cohesive by increasing its status, at least in the eyes of the members. Okay, so thus a group can be made more cohesive, then ultimately it increasing the status, and also at least in the eyes of the members. So at least suppose out of the people, external people are not recognizing the performance of the group. At least the group members are feeling very good of their performance, and also they are feeling some status we are having for this group, then it gives some satisfaction to the group members and they are doing well. Then next one is group ability and confidence. So next factor is group ability and confidence. This is also one of the important thing. So group with high ability members outperform groups with low ability members. Suppose within the group there are some of the low ability members are there, and also some of the higher ability members are there. So both are suppose both are combined and they are formed into a group, and then they are giving support. Suppose high ability members are giving support to the low ability members, then the performance will be covered. Okay, so low performance and high performance, and that both are combined, then it gives some average performance. We are getting some average performance at group. Then groups whose members believe that their team can be successful perform better than those whose members are not confident. Okay, suppose the group members are creating some confidence to the group members, so we are achieving the task, and also we are giving better performance, and also we are success in this task. Then they are creating the feeling like that, the positive feeling we have to create, because some of the group members are not confident about their performance or about their work, what they are doing. So then you have to create some confidence on them. Then we are in a suppose the group members are having a positive attitude, then ultimately it leads to some confidence developed in the within the group members, then ultimately it leads to good results, and we are also getting the good results from that one. Then next one is the personality of group members. So this is also very, very important thing. So it is also one of the important factor which is affecting the performance of the group. Then personality of group members. Then group with members who score high in openness and emotional stability will perform better than groups whose members do not have these characteristics. Bell 2005 and Emodot 2007. Okay, so group with members who score high in openness. Okay, so the group members are who are secure, who are score high in openness and emotional stability, and the group members are having the high emotional stability. That means they are controlling their emotions and will perform better than groups whose members do not have these characteristics. Okay, so the people are who are having the high score, that people are uh, maintaining good relations with the other group members, and also they are understanding the other group members feelings. Okay, and they are that means they are coming, suppose they are maintaining some good relations in between with the other group members, and also they are try to motivate them, and they are giving some support to that people, those who are having suppose low performance, then they are try to improve them, and also they are removing the negativity from the minds of that other group members, then they are also work in a good manner, and also they are also giving a better performance. So that's why the personality of the group members, that means all the group members are having the positive attitude and also good values, and they are following the good human values and ethics. Okay, and also they are having some skills or knowledge, and also they are thinking always in a positive manner. These are all very, very helpful to the performance of the group. Okay, so because all the members are good, then only the group performance is also good. Okay, then next important thing is communication network. So next, communication network is also one of the important factor to affecting the group performance. So communication network affects group performance. The best network depends on the situation and the goals of the group. Suppose the best network is purely depending upon the situation and the goals of the group. So depending upon that only, the network is maintained. So a good leader must choose the best communication network. Suppose the good leader always choose the best communication network, which facilitates the achievement of the group's goal. So the communication network will help to achieve the goals of the group. Okay, that will be treated as a best communication network. Okay, so the purpose of the communication network is to achieve the group goals in an effective manner. That's why we have to maintain the communication network. So or else it is not there is no use yet for this. Okay, that is the one of the important factor, communication network. And next one is the group role. That is very, very important thing. So what is the group do? For what purpose we are establishing the group? And also what is the role of that group? That is an important thing. So the extent to which the members of a group assume their roles affect group performance. Suppose the group members performance is the group performance. Okay, so that's why the group role is affecting the group performance. Okay, so it shows huge impact on the group performance. So it's purely depending upon the role of the group. Then members' roles must fall into one of these categories. Okay, so the members' role is, one is the task-oriented role, such as offering new ideas and coordinating new activities. So task-oriented roles means they are offering new ideas. The group members are offering some new ideas and also coordinating new activities. And next one is the social-oriented roles, such as encouraging cohesiveness and participation. So social-oriented roles means, that means they are encouraging the cohesiveness and also they are encouraging the participation. And also individual role. Individually they are having the roles. Okay. So this is about group role. And next one is the presence of others. So the presence of others is the another important factor. Okay. So presence of others means social facilitation provides the positive effects of the presence of others, but for easy tasks or well-learned tasks. Okay. So social facilitation provides the positive effects of the presence of others. So it creates some positive effect on the presence of others, and also but for easy tasks or well-learned tasks. Okay. So whether it is an easy task and also well-learned task, both are important. So the presence of that means the presence, that means the appearance of the other persons is very, very important. The appearance means they are involving that work. The involvement of the others is very, very important. That is the presence of others. And next one is the individual dominance. So next important factor is the individual dominance. So individual dominance means if the leader has an accurate solution to a problem in the group, then the group performs at high level. Okay. So if the leader has an accurate solution, if the suppose the leader having the good solution with him, with the along with him, then it completely solves the problem, and then the group performance at high level. Suppose if any problem is there within the group, and also if there any problem occurred in the group, then the group leader having some accurate solution for that, then ultimately it leads to a higher level performance of the group. Okay, that's why individual dominance is also very, very important. That means the leader dominance, individual dominance means the leader dominance. Because we are having the dominant leader, suppose he faces anything and also he overcomes any type of the problems occurred during that project or work, then he always try to overcome that, and also he is very brave, and also he has some courage to handle any typical situation. Okay, so then we have some these type of leaders, then ultimately we are getting a higher level performance from the group. Okay, so because the group members have the confidence on the group leader. Okay, so he is ready to face anything, and also he saves suppose he saves the group members. If any problem is occurred, then they are having the group members are having the confidence on the group leader, then ultimately leads to a good performance from the group. Okay, so this is one of the important factor of the group performance. Okay, so that's it. These are the factors affecting the group performance or group behavior. Okay, so the topic is over. That's it. Thank you all.